So I've prepared for blending. All right. Second. Yeah. So from sounds to words, that's all. It's all about blending. So we will be doing engaging and practical blending techniques. Let's check. Okay. So first we need to understand a brief about blending. So how can we make blending easy? So it is the process of joining individual sound spellings, which is phonemes, together to make a whole word. So the word synthetic means it is not pure, it is a mix of two things. So synthetic phonic means a blend of sounds. So that is, so blending we can say is like the backbone of full phonics. So and even I came across this thing that the research supports phonic blending as a consistent strategy for students to approach and read new words correctly. So the research says if the student has been able to blend correctly for level 1, level 2, and so on, they will definitely become fluent readers. So the benefits of blending for writing and spelling is that it gives stronger spelling skills, phonemic awareness, that is the sound awareness, identifying the sounds. Then benefits for reading is decoding and word recognition, uh, assigning, being able to assign grapheme and phoneme, like match them, which sound is for which grapheme. Fluency and comprehension, independence and confidence. So once they are able to blend, they are able to gradually, with scaffolding, they can be very good readers, confident, independent readers. So first is the action and blend. It needs no explanation. It's very self-explanatory. We have been doing that since start. But as we are into teacher training program, so we need to understand the benefits. So actually thing is that we know all the blending techniques, but where to use which one and for which child to use which one. So all the early learners are not the same. We have different learners. We have some are auditory, some are kinesthetic learner, some will be learning with the help of visuals, some will need a lot of tactile things, a lot of tactile as in touch and learn things. So we need to understand which blending technique to use where. So for some techniques I have included the benefits and the approach. So action and blend is multisensory because it is connecting a sound to a physical sensation. We are doing the action. So the muscle memory is working here. Muscle memory, as in the child is able to understand, connect the sound and action, and that will help him reinforce that and implement it at a later stage. So it's a structured learning. Structured as in we introduce sounds, blends in stages, levels. We start with simpler and we go for complex thing. So this is a very structured pathway. And like simple example, if we provide a routine to a child, the child is more settled. The child knows what comes next. Similarly, the structured method of doing action and blending makes them be very comfortable with the reading part and addresses difficulty. So it actually what we call the rote reading method, the A for apple, B for what, it takes us away from that because that is no longer relevant anymore. What we need to know is the 42 sounds, not just the 26 letters. So this addresses that difficulties that comes with the traditional reading method. Then we have arm blending. Again, we are very much aware of this. So the benefit of arm blending is, so the method I know everybody knows. So variation, it can be adapted for various different word length. But if we go to higher levels, we might feel that arm blending is not sufficient. But to make the base of level 1, level 2, arm blending is like an excellent blending activity because it involves Multisensory approach. It has a multisensory approach again. Flashcards. Benefit of flashcards: phonological awareness again, which means just the sound identifying the sound, that it develops the sound identification skills in the child. It improves their decoding skills because they are connecting the letter on the picture, and we are saying out the sound aloud with the show by showing the flashcard. So it's they are building their decoding skills, and it boosts reading fluency as well, because we have flashcards for later, for words as well, for maybe for sentences as well with pictures. Then strengthens letter sound correspondence, because it is self-explanatory. The picture is there with the letter, and we are doing the sound, so everything is coming in a package. Versatile, it's for early learners as well as those who are facing difficulty in a specific topic. We can customize flashcards accordingly, and it's handy for classroom as well as homes. Building blocks. Here also you can see I have used four pictures, so five pictures actually. So every picture has a different thing. So this pop and log one, you can use both sides of bottom block. You can see it's a front and back picture. So these are very handy, and they do not require much of preparation because every child has a block cave with them. Okay, the benefits. Again, it is a multisensory approach, so all the benefits which for the previous activities are here as well. It's also actually, it actually engages fine motor skills as well, because child is reading, joining, so hand-eye coordination is working, dexterity, as in this, that the skill that they need for writing, that is also getting developed here, because they are working on the pincer grip also. Depends on which blocks also we are using, so fine motor skills are developing in this activity as well. Rock paper scissors. Now we know this game, but how to use it for blending? So the method: you spell the word, like the teacher will spell or sound the word. No, so the child can actually spell or sound the word. For example, we'll take sun. Okay, so uh, mm, then they will shoot rock paper scissors whatever, and all of them will do. So then whoever wins will get to choose the next word. Then variation, we can do it for CCVCs, because we feel that child might face that that might be a little challenging topic for them. So we can do this we can introduce this activity then and there only. We may not choose it for simpler words, so that they can connect it for that topic can be done in a more fun way, in a more relaxed way. Specific consonant blends, sight words, it is good for sight words as well, because they, again, their muscle memory is in process here, so they will be able to learn those words. Multisensory, but most important is it is happening in a low pressure learning environment, because they will not even realize that they are learning. It is just a game for them. Hopscotch blending, this we can, if we have an outdoor space, we can make there, or we can do it on papers, and with the finger hopscotch can be done. I've just made a small hopscotch. We can do it for as per our requirements. We can even have more sound buttons wale blocks in this, so it can be customized as per the requirement. So method is explanatory. Variation, we can use it for sight words also. Instead of the sounds, the phonemes, we can use the full word in the block. The child has to, of course, speak out the word and jump on it. Rubber band activity. So again, we have this big band as well, which is used for those stretching exercises and small rubber bands. We need to be just be a little careful about the material rest, otherwise this is a very good activity. So we can maybe the words can be lying ahead, or we can just stick, if we have a broader band, we can stick the words on that. So why this activity is a very effective one is because, see, blending sound is an abstract concept, as in the child is not able to see, touch, or something. No, it's an abstract thing. So we need to, for the little learners, we need to associate with something which they can hold, or which they can, at least which they are familiar with. So if they know stretch and contract process, so we are actually connecting the associating the abstract concept with a tangible and concrete representation. When they are stretching and contracting the rubber band with a sound, so it is actually giving an action, a muscle memory. Again, a muscle memory is in work, so they will be able to blend it more effectively that ways. So child's auditory sense, visual sense, kinesthetic sense, all are engaged here, and if that is a very good way of improving their learning, their working on their skills. Mystery backpack. So we can call it magical bag or treasure bag or something like that. We need to have some words which the child is already familiar with. It can be like a revision blending activity. We should ideally avoid introducing new words through this activity. So if we need to be careful about the objects we are including. If one object has 2 3 names, we need to be sure that the child is familiar with that name which we want them to blend. So we need to take very simple objects, and how it will work is that we I will say, suppose the educator will say, in my backpack you will find a, then I'll sound that word, ing. So then what is in my bag? The child will pick what they think is the answer by saying out that word, and then they will look for the item. And this game may not have many rules. Actually, the child will guide us, or maybe they will not be interested in the backpack, they'll be interested around the things along, so we can just play along. The idea is that we should focus here on the blending rather than correcting them. So later we can take it forward by using more complex spellings. Elcon in boxes. I have used this activity multiple times. So this actually is a very it's been going on in this field since long. It was first started in 1960s. This activity was started. So this can have lots of variation. We can even the paper cup, the pom pom ball activity falls into this category as well as the paper cup activity. So the thing is that we need to have a visual, we need to have a tactile object, something that the child can touch or hold. It can be a token, it can be a coin, it can be a block, or an auditory tool, of course, because we are speaking out the sounds. So again, all these things together, to the child's brain will be associating the sound and pulling that object, pushing that object in the counter in the box. So that again, uh, I've written here, it fits very well into the vast childhood education zone. Childhood education zone includes all those even concepts, not just limited to phonics. It includes a lot of other things. Even if you are an early educator, not teaching a concept but just working on their skills, fine motor skills or gross motor skills, this activity can be a very good one. So this is the variation we can have in this Elcon in boxes. We need not have printouts all the time. We can just draw it, or we can just use the outdoor space for it. So one thing is very important here to clear is that each box represents a single sound And that is why the boxes are called sound boxes. If we feel the child is getting confused and linking the box to a letter, to a grapheme, no, to make them understand that it is a phoneme box, we need to call it a sound box as well, because alcohol box doesn't sound a very child friendly name. So we can call it a sound box. Blending boards. This picture I got from net, but we can make it with spiral binding thing. And we can use a table calendar empty, that we can use it as a template and we can add our pages to it. So again, we can have sound buttons under it. So these are just suggestive activities. We need to improvise them as per the child's requirement. Bingo game. Here, this is a game already there in the market. It's just I have taken the picture of it, but we can of course make it at on our own with simple things, because it's the concept is very simple but very effective. So I'll just read out. So it has yeah. So bingo cards feature 16 different blends. Here we can take the blends as per our requirement. The caller holds up the blend. So the caller here is the educator, holds up the blend and uses it in a sentence, maybe not just calls out the word. They can use a sentence, or we can simply repeat the corresponding word on the flip side. So if you can see this sack, there are near blends are lying there, and there is a picture as well. So each blend has a picture on its back, or maybe if we are making it, we can just have words on the back. So we need not show that to the child, we have to say it aloud. They have these cards with them, these playing board cards, so they will be marking it there. And allow, like how we play a lottery and how we play, it will be played like that. Or maybe they can mark it, or maybe if we want to reuse those again and again, we can put tokens, or we can have laminated ones. Tap and blend. So the picture is suggesting that the person who is tapping at the back is the reader, and the person who has to guess is the blender. So the person will tap as in trace, mainly trace this letter, the sound, and then swipe. When that swipe will indicate the blender that the word is complete. Now they have to guess the word. So again, as there are no visual letters here, so the activity is making the blender and the reader both more involved in the sounds. So they are more focused here on the individual sounds, on listening or observing them more keenly, rather than having any visual, any sort of visual. So this again is the base of reading skills, because sounds and identifying the sounds by not seeing it, by just feeling the touch of it, will definitely, it will be a boost for their readings development. Staircase. So again, we are connecting a sound to a physical action here. So we need to start this with continuous sounds. Continuous sounds are and we will later take the stop sounds like. So continuous sounds will basically make the child more comfortable with this activity. Once they get the heck of it, we can move with the stop sounds. So I've given examples. First is for the continuous sound. Then one is for the tap CVC is for the stop sounds. Then I have taken the blend. Corner of a room. Again, it's a multisensory approach, because the we can use it for longer spellings, but we know the child is able to say the sounds individually, but blending is the problem. So we can just have this activity going around the room, and is such a kinesthetic activity for them that it will be reinforcing these sounds as in those corners will serve as anchor points for each sound. Like they will associate that for that time, they will associate that corner with that sound, and they will be able to blend. Or what we can do is we can first, if they go to the second corner, we'll ask them to blend those two sounds first, then move to the third, blend the third one, and keep on adding. And all these activities need repetition, uh, at least a week or 2 week of repetition of similar activity. We can't just introduce new activities every day. That will give a very unstructured way to them. Blend with Zenga. So we can have here I got pictures of sight words and the full words. Actually, we can have with letters as well. We can, or we can make them as sound buttons. The full one Zenga we can convert in one sound, and we can make the tower, and the child has to take out, say that sound, and keep doing this game. And we have to point them out, or maybe we can tell the word and they will pick out the sounds. And segmenting, blending, both can be done in this. But till the game continues till the tower falls apart. Alphabet mat, what Nanika showed. So I got this picture here. They're making they've made dice with consonant and vowels. So that also can be a good thing. We can change the cubes faces and shuffle it and make the different words. So it can be good CVC activity. Flip book. So just very basic material to prepare, and we have our flip book. If we have a list of such words, it can be a very handy resource. Play-Doh sound buttons. I have done this in one of the sound. So at, at. So the child will first press the sound buttons and then swipe through the full Play-Doh line at when they are blending it. So if they are doing it with like continuous sounds, for example, mm, s- sat. So they may not just do it immediately. We can sat. We can do it like that. Car racing track. We need not have a printout or something. We can just draw it in an outdoors on a floor or something. It can be a good activity. Or on a paper also, if we have a limited group, we can just draw it. And toy car can be used for this. And we can gradually increase the difficulty level of the words, including consonant blends and everything. Paper cup activity. Again, multisensory approach for versatile. I have written infinite variations because actually we can come up with this is one activity that can have n number of variations. You can use it as per your requirement. For every child, you can just mold this activity and use it according to their need. In this also, we have four pictures, four different things they have done. For example, this on the bottom left you can see they have used it three cups ka stack, and they can just shuffling. They have a list is already there, so child has to place it like that accordingly. And this ball activity I had done it with pom pom for e and or sounds that I had taken. Scavenger hunt. So we can have sticky notes, we can write vowels on them. Just giving an example of CBC, we can again improvise it as per our requirement. We can write vowels on them, we can stick them around the room, and we will give them a list. We need not give printout to each child, we can just write the list on the board and with the missing letter. Now the child and the picture or some such, or if the word is predictable or we are sure the child is aware of that word, we have practiced it recently, so it can be an evaluation sort of thing. So they have to go around the room, find that sticky note and come and stick that. So we can do it turn by turn. We can call them uh, pirates for that day, or we can call them the spies of that day, because they will be hunting for something very precious that will make that word complete. So this way we can just make them more engaged in that activity. Alphabet soup. So we need alphabet cards, large pan or bowl, and wooden spoon or ladle. So we will give them alphabet cards. We will make them take turns in just sounding the word on the card. Then they'll add it in the pot. We will mix it. When all the words have been added, we will take turns in serving them. And here, whatever the child gets in there, suppose they get three cards. Here a very important thing is that we need to be flexible with the no sense words. The words may not make sense, but of course we'll be taking cards with which they can blend easily. We feel that we have already covered that or something. We need not introduce new topic here, but to revise, this is a good activity for revision. So some words may not be meaningful. There will be no sense words, but here we are focusing on blending. Cheerleader. So we can, if pom poms are there, we can give them, or we can just do it with the handkerchiefs. So educator calls, we'll divide the child in two teams, children in two teams, and the educator will call out one word, and the entire team has to shout. Okay, this can be a full chaotic activity, but children will love it. So they will call out the sounds of the word. They will not spell it, and whoever is loud and clear with the sounds, that team will get point. And that's how the winning team will be decided. We can call them cheerleaders, or we can just name them like that, so they are more involved in the game. Here we can take very words which we feel otherwise they are not able to blend so comfortably. So the words that need more focus, we can use it here, because the more they're shouting and focusing on, they'll be more focused on the activity. Phonic archaeologist. The picture is very self-explanatory. The chart is covered with rice. The child would brush the rice away and find the letter and match the letter with the other chart. And to take it to another level, this activity, we can make the child write that letter, or maybe trace it or write it beside that on the chart that the child is having. So there are archaeologists for that day. Magic spoon, balloon pop, pictures are very self-explanatory. These are very instant resources, where very limited material we can just come up with this activity. Word stairs. This is not a word ladder, sorry. Okay, word stairs. This is not that staircase activity. This is different. So for example, first stair has cat. Next stair, one letter they have to change. Okay. So there are two activities on this slide. So I'm just talking about the word ladder here. So if it is cat, they can add, they can remove the sound and add her or So it can be mat, hat, and if they have taken hat, then they will remove the sound and replace it with o. So it will be hot, then replace with per. So we can add, and again, if we can have teams for it, if we can divide those stairs like that, or we can do turn by turn. So this can be improvised. Then I spy. This is one children's favorite game. So we can just say, I spy something that begins with the letter N, or that starts with sound mm. So they will have to find it nearby. So this can be even like mothers can play it with the children when they are traveling also. So this can be a good game. So something I spy that rhymes with. So if I have I can say cat, and if there is a mat lying out, they need to point out at the mat, or they need to sound it. Then Simon Says. This is again a very favorite game for them. So Simon Says, hold up the letter C. So they will hold up the letter C. They have those letters with them. We'll be providing them those materials. They'll have to hold it, and then we can say the second sound, third sound, and they have to hold all that together and then blend that word, or we sound, that's a word that starts with the sound. So we can have variation like that. Now disappear. Here disappearing ink is nothing but water. So put some water on the table, like spill some water on the table. You write a letter, suppose you're writing S, and the student once it can be played with a small group, this activity. So that student will keep tracing it until the water is fading away or drying up. So they will be in a rush to do more times that before the water dries up, but then their letter will be fit in their memory. And the sound, of course they have to sound it, and or maybe we can do it for the full word, sun. So they have to trace it fast, fast, fast in the water. Worksheets, it's again a very good tool, but for a later stage. Online aids. So I had this written down here. I did not really search much for it, because we can always search it whenever we get a requirement, a specific need of it. So these are few examples of games on educational website and online videos on educational channels. Okay, I'm done. This was the last slide. Ma'am, I'm done. Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, it was wonderful.